we have another special guest in the building. Okay, she is a producer, she's a script writer, she's a content creator, she's a presenter, a TV host. She's a Bkchat cast member from the current season 5.
Yeah. 13 shows weekly that were rolling, syndicated all over Africa, and that's what I've been doing for the past 5 years. Nah, this isn't for me. This isn't. This is not the route for me.
Being on Bkchat, were you afraid on how the show was going to portray you, since you're not in charge of the editing? You've produced your own shows, you've done everything yourself, and now you're in a show that you're not in control of the editing. So how did that make you feel?
Minutes is action. It's game time. These faces, these people, you think you knew them before, you don't know them anymore.
Okay.
Every single person is making the show what it is. Even though I didn't agree with him, I didn't feel like he needed to be attacked on his views. I think the problem does lie within us as well. We need to think about that. Everybody has their episodes. Yeah. I don't think that was mine.
We love Benny McCauley.
Hello, QT. What's good, everyone? Hope you guys are doing amazing. Today we have another special guest in the building. Okay, she is a producer, she's a script writer, she's a content creator, she's a presenter, a TV host. She's a Bkchat cast member from the current season 5.
Yes,
we have the amazing Adefolake in the building.
Yes, hi. Thanks for having me. I see that you've been like watching some of my YouTube and stuff and looking at some of my stuff, yeah?
Yes, I have. And I had to get you on here because we have a whole lot to talk about. But I want to say first off, thank you so much for like coming to my platform. I know you're so busy, so I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me. And I love doing these lives. It's fun. It's always a good time. So.
First off, I would like to say I was very inspired by your journey, like everything that you do. You know, you produced your own shows, your dating show, and I was just inspired with everything. So I just like, do you want to give the people a little bit of a background on your journey and where you are right now?
Okay, so I actually wanted to ask you how you know about that, because I know a lot of people here don't know about that because it all happened in Nigeria. It all happened in Lagos. Yeah. So how did you like find out about it?
So basically, I stumbled across your page as soon as I saw that you was on Bkchat. I was like, oh, I'm intrigued, because I will say this though, because when I saw you, when you got voted in, can you see me?
On the first episode, yeah.
Yeah, when you got voted in onto the debate, I was like, oh, she seems interesting. Let me have a little research. Let me have a look. And I was like, oh my God, you literally, like, I was very inspired in everything that you did, you know, producing your own shows and, you know, the script writing and everything like that. And I just wanted to know more your background and everything that you do. So can you give us a little bit of a background? What is it that you do? What have you done? Because I can go on and on and on what what you do. But
you're right. You've got it all to a T. And I'm surprised that you know about it, because a lot of people, even the people on the set and the cast, they don't actually know much about like my background in terms of production. So I used to work at a channel called the Wedding Channel Africa in Nigeria, and I was the head of productions, and I also hosted a show called Link Up. And so I produced a lot of shows, fashion-based, music, lifestyle, and we've syndicated our programs all across Africa. And that's basically what I've been doing for the past like 5 years of my life, working in the TV world. Presenting as much as I can and kind of just finding my way in the industry. I've written a few scripts as well in that industry, the Nollywood industry. And that is what I do now. So I came to London for different reasons, like for different causes. I didn't come to London to work. It was more personal. It was around like the COVID time. I'd left my job around that like hush time, you know, that March time when everything, March 2020. Went to
the first lockdown.
The first lockdown. That's when before that, I just left my job to freelance because I wanted to just do more stuff outside of the channel.
Yeah.
And I'd started doing more freelance production. So a few things happened and I found myself in England. And it was supposed to be maybe just like a month, 2 months, but like it was almost a year now and I'm still here. But I've been just doing like freelance script writing while I've been here, because a lot of my clients, I said, are overseas, and I miss doing a lot of the groundwork and the on-set work. So when the opportunity of Bkchat came along, I was like, oh, let me jump on that. Let me see what I can do there, because I've been a fan of the show forever.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I've always liked the show. So that's kind of how that came about. But in terms of my background, I've always been in TV.
I wanted to ask you as well, like, let's take it back a little bit, because, you know, you speak on, like, you know, you've been around the Nollywood stars, you've done a lot of script writing work and freelancing.
Yeah.
So what made you get into the passion of being in the media industry? Is it something that you studied for, or what was it? No.
So now we're going way back. So no, I didn't study that. I actually studied law. I'm a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the reason I actually went to Nigeria was to do Nigerian law school. That was what actually, like, after uni, I did uni in Coventry.
Yeah.
And after uni, I went to do Nigerian law school, because I thought if I was going to practice law, I would practice it in Nigeria.
Okay.
And while I was doing law school, I was like, nah, this isn't for me. This isn't, this is not the route for me. Like, it was just, I think, I wouldn't say my parents pushed me towards law, but I would say, like, from young, because of the fact that I've always been outspoken, I've always been assertive, I've always liked attention. It's always been one of those things where it's just like, okay, this is our lawyer, this is our lawyer, this is the person, that's what you're going to do. So I've always just kind of been conditioned subconsciously to think that is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So I started my YouTube channel while I was in law school, or like towards the end of law school.
Yeah.
And I was on my phone with my best friend, and she was watching my channel, and her brother walks in and was like, have you seen Falaka's YouTube video? I think she just found her calling. And I was like, I think I've just found my calling as well. Like, my first video is still my best video till today. Like, it did so well when it first came out. And it's still the one that always, like, every week, it's always the one with the top views, because that video was basically God telling me, I'm very spiritual. It was basically, I feel like it was God telling me, like, you are good at this content thing, focus on it. Yeah. So I never set out to look for the job as a presenter. But what happened was somebody, the guy that owned network saw my YouTube. And then so he reached out through somebody that he knew me through a mutual, and told me to come in for the job. And when I got there, you know, everything was kind of like, he had a great setup, but he didn't have much stuff. So I ended up like producing the show myself. And he told me the vision about how he wants to start a channel, a wedding channel, which is basically like a cross between E and TLC, with all these kind of like shows and stuff. And he was like, you know, I think I need you on the team. And I was like, great, yeah, awesome. So we joined forces. We became like a staff of 34. We had 13 channels, 13 shows weekly that were rolling, syndicated all over Africa. And that's what I've been doing for the past 5 years before I decided to stop. And then COVID.
COVID. Were you annoyed the fact that, you know, obviously the Rona came and everything just stopped? Like, were you annoyed because obviously you're on the go, you're on your feet, you're producing the show, and then everything just stopped? Like, were you annoyed, or were you like one of them ones like, you know what, I need a break, I need a rest?
So I left thinking, okay, now I'm going to freelance, and I had an amazing opportunity, an amazing freelance opportunity that I thought was going to have me set.
Yeah.
But Rona messed that up.
Oh.
That whole project fell through because of Rona. And then when my whole family was like, oh, let's all be under one roof, this is a really strange time, let's all be under one roof, let's all come back. So I was like, okay, let me just go to London. Let me just come, since nothing's happening for me here right now, not much anyway. So I was like, okay. So I packed up and I moved to London. I came to London. I was dealing with a few things here and there. My script writing work always continued. Like, that never stops.
Yeah.
that's just a continuous thing, because you don't have to be there presently physically. You can do, I have my writers' rooms on Zoom and all that, so
that's good.
That still works out great. But I just wanted to see what London has to offer as well, because, you know, after uni I didn't really do much here anymore. While I was in uni, I was doing stuff in the entertainment industry behind the scenes. Like, I was managing models and dancers for music videos. Yeah. So
in London, right?
In London.
Okay.
So I was doing that while I was in Coventry. So, like, usually when we have shoots will usually be on the weekend. I'll come to London, and I was like the middleman between music video directors, and I was like an agent. I was an agency called the Dex Agency. Yeah, and I had a few models under my books. So that's what I was. So that's kind of like, I think that's when I got like the taste, the flavor for like the media world, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was during that period that I was really like, this is kind of what I want. This is what I want to do. So I guess that's when law was kind of just flying away from me.
You know, you went Nigeria. You go to Nigeria. You do all the media industry work. You produced your shows, script writing, hosting, presenting, being around major artists, the likes of like Davido, Cuppy, and so much more. And then you are on Bkchat now. Like, what made you initially go into Bkchat, even though you were a fan of the show, but what made you be like, yeah, this is my calling, I need to get into that show?
Yeah, so it's always been like, I've always watched it from day one. So from the first episode, I've been a fan. Like, I remember when that first episode came out, it was so jarring. Like, and I didn't like Lucas at all. Like, I showed everyone in my family that episode, and I was like, what is this show? And I was so addicted to it. And I've followed the whole journey, all the ups and downs that the that Bkchat has had to the transition to Trend Central. I followed everything from the get-go. So, but the thing is, I wasn't in the country, and I always used to say, if I was in London, I wish I could be on that show, because I literally used to shout at the TV. I used to sit in my room and be in the debates with them. So I always used to be like, if I was in London, I would be on this show. So I'm in London. Fast forward how many years later? I'm in London, and I didn't even know they were doing auditions. What happened is I had a mutual friend who'd been on the show before. Okay. So I kind of reached out like, is Bkchat coming back? If it is, I would like an opportunity to be on it. Ooh, and he was like, oh, actually, auditions are coming up soon. I'll keep you posted. Yeah. I forgot that message even happened. I was just going on with my life, and randomly I just messaged him like, I just like followed up like, oh yeah, how far with that Bkchat thing? And he was like, oh, they haven't contacted you. I was like, what? No one's contacted me. No one said anything. And then I got a DM from one of the casting directors saying, what are you doing tomorrow? Like, crazy. I'm not joking.
Oh, okay. Were you prepared? Were you scared? Were you nervous?
So I was like, I think I had plans, and then I was like, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. I'm cool. I just cleared my schedule, and I was like, yeah, I'm free. I can come through. So I went to the audition, and when I got there, everything was very by the way at that point. Like, I wasn't really putting my whole mind to it. Like I said, I had a lot of other things going on, so it wasn't like the main thing that I was thinking about. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I want Bkchat so bad. And me following up was such a by the way thing. And the fact that the casting director got at me a day before the second audition, I missed the first one because they forgot to reach out to me. They were supposed to reach out to me and they forgot. Yeah. So if I didn't follow up, I would have just missed the whole opportunity.
We wouldn't see you on the show.
Yeah, I would have missed the whole opportunity. So I was like, okay, this is another thing. God's speaking to me. I think I should just go. Because what made me, follow up, and what made it happen right the day before the second audition. So when I went to the second audition, I got there and I was like, damn, this is so, like, this is legit. It was very organized. Okay. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it to be, but it just really was. Like, it was so organized. I was like, it's a proper production. Like, this is like this is real. And I was like, I really want this, because it's been a while. One, we've been in lockdown, so it's been a while since I've been around people.
Yeah.
So it was nice to be around people.
Yeah.
Second of all, it was like, it's been long since I'd been on camera, and I'd missed that.
Yeah.
And then I'd had so much fun during the whole audition process that I was praying to God for a callback. Like, I was like, I really wanna. So we had 3 stages.
Okay.
We had 3 audition stages, but I missed the first one because of all the things I told you what happened.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I just went straight to the second one. And in that second one, we did a mock debate, and I enjoyed it so much. And then that's when I was sold. I think that was your question. What made you want to do it? That's when I was completely sold. The audition sold me.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And honestly, like, you're doing absolutely amazing on the show. Like, you are, that's why you were one of the first people I reached out to. I think, it was you, one of the first people I reached out to. And I was
like, the thing is, I think you reached out when the episode had just come out. So you're
I was like, I
had a lost in translation. So I saw it later and I was like, oh my God, I missed this. I'm so sorry. Like,
no, don't worry. But I was like, nah, I need her on the show. Then I saw your YouTube channel. I was like, nah, I need her on the show. So I was like, yes, God, please let her come on the show. So when you reached out, I was like, yes, finally.
Thank you so much for reaching out. No, I think it got lost because, so on when the first episode came out, obviously it was a bit crazy, the amount of DMs and people that wanted
you guys got was crazy.
Yeah, people want to keep the conversation going. That's what I find. People want to keep the convo going. But what they don't realize is I shot it a long time ago, and then I've done a clubhouse at 10 o'clock. So I'm kind of done talking about the topic. But I like to respond to everyone that gets at me. I like to respond to all my DMs and everything. So I usually do, especially if the person is asking a sensible question. I want to give them a sensible answer. So I end up talking about any Bkchat topic. I end up talking about that topic for a good 2-3 weeks.
That's amazing. But I wanted to ask you, obviously, like, as a content creator, as a YouTuber, you are in charge of your editing. You're in charge of your own narrative. You can take things in, you can take things out. Being on Bkchat, were you afraid on how the show was going to portray you, since you're not in charge of the editing? And obviously you've produced your own shows, you've done everything yourself, and now you're in a show that you're not in control of the editing. So how did that make you feel?
So this was the first ever show that I've been on that I wasn't behind the camera and in front of the camera. So it's the only show that I've been on that I wasn't editing or at least supervising edits, because when I was working as a head of production, I wasn't editing, but I was with the editors saying, oh, take that part out. I don't like the way I look there. Oh, no, not that angle. Or I don't like what I said that. Just cut it out. But I'm just like, okay, I don't have that control here. And it's something that, and I'm quite a controlling person. I'm a Capricorn. And that's something that we battle with as Capricorns, So I could be quite controlling at times. So I had to just talk to myself and just trust in the process. Now, the production team in Bkchat, they are really, really trustworthy. Like, when the way they speak to you, it's like trust in the process. They know what they're doing. There are a few times that I'm just been like, oh, I don't like what I said here. I don't know what I did here. But they understand their audience. They understand what they're doing more than anyone. And the thing is, because I'm a producer, I feel like I'm like a few steps ahead. Like, I kind of know what's going to happen before it happens.
Okay.
So in that sense, I control it from that aspect.
Yeah.
Some things shocked me. A lot of things have shocked me. Like, things that I thought would be reacted to in a different way got reacted to in a way that I didn't expect. But I think that has to do with the fact that this is a different demographic. I'm used to a Nigerian African demographic. The UK demographic is different. The way of thinking, the things that they react to, the things that they enjoy is different. So that's something that I'm actually learning as well. So it made me nervous when before the first trailer came out. it took me ages to play it. Like, I was just looking at my phone for ages, and I was just like, oh, okay, the trailer's out. Then I played it, and then I saw myself angry in it, like vexed, and I was like, oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, we need to speak about that.
I'm gonna bully her, you know. I was like, okay, so this is it. This is the journey. We're on the way. So yeah, I just take everything as it comes. Like, I have to just go there, do my best, and just let it all, whatever happens.
Well,
after
speaking
that.
on the show, since we've dived into it, now we're 5 episodes. We're 5 episodes into the show. How are you finding the season so far?
How am I finding the season? I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying the season. It's a lot different watching it than being in it. So being in it, like, you're so focused on the topic, the point you want to make, and the answering the question and having a good conversation. Now, when you're watching it, you're not focused on everybody else's reactions, how everybody else is responding to what's going on, and the confessionals. I watch it like I'm not even like there. I feel like a viewer.
Yeah.
Like, it's so even though I was there, when I watch it back, it's like I wasn't there when we were filming it. It's crazy.
You thought it was a whole different person. Who's that?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm finding it interesting. But the thing I told you, like, people want to continue the conversation on for weeks and weeks afterwards. Like,
and you're like, I'm over it.
Yeah, like, I'll get voice notes in my DMs talking about 2 weeks ago's episode and the point I made and wanting me to elaborate on it. And I'm just like, and if it's a sensible question, I don't want to ignore it. I don't want to ignore sensible questions. I get the silly ones, I can ignore them. But there's the sensible stuff that actually want a genuine answer.
Yeah.
I feel like, I put myself on the platform, and this person has taken their time to reach out and try and understand my point of view. Let me give it to them,
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I'm getting used to, the fact that I have to keep talking about a topic for weeks and weeks on end. Yeah.
But that's amazing. I feel like the reason why, I think in general, I feel like this cast is different. Do you agree? It's completely different. It's for the
100%.
You guys are younger. It's like a younger cast member compared to what we're used to. Do you agree?
No, it's a good mix. So the age ranges from, I would say the age ranges from like 21 to 33 or 32.
Yeah.
So that's quite a wide age range.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's quite right. Then we've got a married person, so that's more diverse as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got someone from Turkey. Got a white guy, got gay guys on set.
Yeah, it's different. I'm liking it. I'm not gonna lie.
Fathers, mothers.
I said this to Sharla. I said this to her. I said, I'm liking how different it is, because when I saw the trailer, I was like, it's a whole lot of new faces on this cast, and I'm loving it. I think that's what the show needed. It's different. It's spicy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys are giving us all times, and we're enjoying it.
That's why I said the producers, they knew what they were doing when they casted us. Like, they knew what they were doing. They know what they're doing when they put certain people in certain episodes as well.
Oh, 100%. And I feel like with the topics as well, the topics are quite different. I must say, the first 3 episodes, I was like, you know what? Trend Central are bringing it. For real. You guys are bringing it.
Yeah.
And the fact that you said that the people want to keep the conversation going because you guys are bringing it. That's why.
Yeah. And you know what? That's why I like to respond, because what's the point of doing this if it's not to start more conversation, if it's not to make people go and think, it's not to make people pick their brains, And even, to be honest, when I'm on set, I don't actually get to say everything I want to say, or sometimes my thoughts evolve as well. So then I do want to talk more about it.
That's
at
amazing.
the same time. So yeah, it works.
We love that. And you know what as well, going into that, actually, you know, you are in a debate, you're around cast members that have strong opinions, strong views, strong personalities. And do you feel like at times when you're trying to get your point across, it's a bit frustrating because everybody's just talking over each other and you can't get your point across?
Yeah. So let me explain something about the way it's shot. Then it's not a show that is cut and edited and like everything we shoot is aired. We film it in 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, we end it and that's it. Whatever's been said in that 45 minutes is what's going to be aired. So once they say action, the pressure is on.
Oh.
So everyone wants to get their point across. So that's why when people say everyone's shouting, I think that pressure is what makes everyone so agitated to get their point across. But then at the same time, you want to get your point across, but you don't want to ruin the episode by shouting over people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it can be difficult. So sometimes I'll just be like, I want to talk, but okay, let me let you finish. And then somebody will be like, let me finish. I feel like the show should be called Let Me Finish.
Yeah. Because that's your favorite words for all of you guys. Let me finish. I want to speak. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But do you know what it is? I'm so glad that you explained that, because from a viewer point of view, I'm just like, what is the hell is wrong with these people? Can't they just wait for everybody else? But the fact that you said that, like, for, you know, as a cast member, like, you know, I totally understand now, because for years I was like, nah, these people don't know how to act right. Can't they just wait until everybody else is speaking? But like, thank you for saying that, because obviously, like, when it hits record and they say action, you're like,
oh my, it's game time. It is game time, because everyone's just so chilled and playing with each other beforehand. The minute it's action, it's game time. These faces, these people, you think you knew them before, you don't know them anymore. Until they call cut. No one's friends anymore. No one's chilled anymore.
Listen, you guys don't play though. You guys do not play. You guys go in, go. I'm like, yo, I couldn't do that, because I feel like for a lot of the cast members, you guys have some of your episodes where you guys are passionate, you're vocal, you say what you want to say. But then there's certain ones you just got to sit back and be like, you know what? I'm gonna take a break today. I want to listen to what everybody else is saying.
Right? But then at the same time, you spent your time to get there, so you don't want to go there and just be dormant.
That's true.
You want to go there, and there's a reason they've put you there. You also don't want to disappoint the producers. There's a reason they've put you there.
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone wants to do their bit the best they can.
Yeah. And you guys got picked for a reason, because they saw something in you. So
yeah.
But it's crazy though. But you know, my next question to you, you don't have to answer it, but I'm sure you will.
Oh wait, let me take some of my wine before you ask me.
So let's just get into it. So, you know, you're on season 5. Now you're 5 episodes in. You guys have filmed a lot of the episodes.
Yeah.
Now, getting to know everyone, who is your favorite Bkchat cast member so far?
Oh, can I pick a favorite? Lani.
So you have to pick one from the boys and one from the girls.
Lani is my favorite.
Who?
Lani.
Oh yeah,
she's my favorite of everyone.
Yeah.
In terms of a viewer, we're not talking about like personal, right? We're talking about like as a viewer watching the show, right?
Both. Personal.
Oh well, as a viewer watching the show, Lani's my favorite. Like, I find her extremely entertaining. I always have before I came on the show. Just watching her confessionals, the props she brings in, like, she's TV gold. Oh
yeah, my God. She's made for TV.
Yes, I love that. She's made for that show like that, reality TV shows like that. Like, I think she's great. She's so funny. I put her in my vlog a lot as well, because like she just, as soon as I'm like, Lani, say something funny, she's on. She's on already. Like,
yeah, I saw one of your vlogs when you tried on her auntie hat.
Yeah, and I was like, why do I look like an auntie in it? She was like, it's because you're fully dressed. You need to put on a blue bra.
Hey,
blue bra. You look sexy in it. I was like, oh my God, that's such a Lani thing to say, right?
I think what makes her different as well is because she's very bold and she owns who she is. She just doesn't care. And I think that's what makes her different from everybody else.
That's what makes great TV.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Now, from the boys, who's your favorite from the boys?
The boys, just my favorite. Why you? I can't. I love. Everybody has something special about them, and because of everybody's special thing, that's what. So even if I pick a favorite, that person will be my favorite because of the people that are around them. It's like a team. People want to pick people out, but actually, Bkchat is a team effort.
Okay.
Every single person is making the show what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I mean? So if you pull someone, I know I said Lani's great because she's this, that, but if there were 10 Lanis in that room,
it wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be a good show.
Yeah, 100%. And I think everybody brings something different to the show. Everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially with this cast as well. I did mention to Charlotte as well, like, I feel like, I don't know about you, but because I'm not in the cast, but I feel like it seems like everybody just gets along with each other, because in the previous seasons, there's been a whole lot of drama, and I'm just like, you get drained after a while. So it's nice to see that there's balance. Like, yes, you guys might have your moments on the debate, but it seems like behind the scenes, like from what I see on the Insta stories, you guys seem to get along quite well, right? Or am I?
So for the most part, I would say that people, do you join our Clubhouse sessions?
Yeah, I did join the episode 3.
Okay. So if you join our Clubhouse sessions, you'll know that it's not always hunky-dory. But
I was there for one of them. It wasn't.
It's not always hunky-dory, but for the most part, if you're going to compare it to Bkchat history, yes, this cast gets along the best from the get-go. And I think it's because we all have like very similar things in common. Everybody on set kind of has a similar vision in terms of like what they have going on. Like me, I'm the content creators, influencers, people with businesses. We've all got something that we do outside of this, and we all know that we can kind of benefit each other. So we're not trying to just have. I think it would be very counterproductive if we were going to beef. But that's why everyone calls me Auntie, because I'm the type that wants everybody to get along and everybody to be happy. And if there's a fight, I'm going to call somebody. I'm going to call Jay and say, Jay, sort out this fight. Because, you know, Jay has a good impact because he's a returnee. You know, the returnees.
Okay. So
I'll call Jay and I'll say, Jay, sort this out. Don't let these people fight, you know.
Oh, my God.
So... yeah, I want people to get along, but it's not possible for everyone to get along all the time. Like, even I've had my tiffs, you'll see coming up, but it's just one of those things, you know.
But you know what? It's nice to see that, like, this season, like, for the most part, everybody gets along, because it's very rare to see it on Bkchat. Honestly, it's very rare. So I feel like this was a calm season, like, even though there's been some crazy moments, but it has been a calm season overall. So I wanted to ask you, I know we've spoke on it, but you can elaborate. If you haven't got anything to say about this question, then that's fine. But I mean, who's one of those Bkchat cast members where you're just like, I ain't feeling you like that. It doesn't have to be least favorite, but I ain't feeling you like that.
You know what? There's nobody.
That's good.
There's nobody, because obviously they're not, I don't agree with everything everyone says.
Okay.
But I don't think there's no one. I can disagree with you in a debate, but that's the kind of person I can disagree with your opinion. I can disagree with the way you think. I cannot like your views. But I can still coexist, be cordial, and still like you as a person and be okay with you. That's just the kind of person I am. I'm not really like a beefer or a fighter. Like, that's not really my...
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're there to do a job. You know what I mean? Like, you're there to debate. So
I think it would be terrible if we all had the same views and we all like thought the same way.
Yeah,
It wouldn't
100%.
be the
100%.
show.
No,
So
it
it
wouldn't.
definitely has to be people that think differently and have a different view. So yeah, and I'm not going to use that to be like, I don't like you or you're off, you know. People have shocked me in the past, but it just comes with experience. I used to be a lot more judgmental back in the days, but now I'm not that way anymore. So even if someone says something wild or I just feel like the person's a bit off, I still like to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, the doubt.
Yeah.
But for some of the viewers, it might be a bit confusing because it's like we see on the trailer, you get into it with someone and you get removed out of the room. Like, what's the tea about that? Let us know, because I'm confused now.
It's so crazy how you're the second person I've heard say get removed out of the room. That clip was a behind the scenes clip.
Oh.
That didn't happen on set.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So once they put it on
I don't
there,
know if I should be telling you this. I feel like I should just be letting people conspire as to what's going on until they see it.
No, let us know. We want to know.
Yeah. The argument, I'm not going to call it a fight, or should I call it a beef? The beef that I had happened off camera, and it happened off set, and then cameras came out.
Were they supposed to film all of that?
Yeah, I wasn't mic'd. I wasn't. I didn't have makeup on. I wasn't looking. I was just like, yeah. If you watch it again, you'll see. But it looks like I'm being removed from the room, but actually, I'm walking out of the dressing room, the girls' dressing room, and moving away from the person that's pissing me off.
Ooh. Can you give us a little bit of an incline?
Why would I do that? Why on earth would I do that? I'm only going to describe to you what you've already seen in the trailer.
Okay.
You know what you should do? Go and watch the trailer again and just stare at it hard and try to figure out what's going on.
Ooh, it's part of the show at the end of the day. Like, you know, you don't know what could happen. As you said, like, the producers know what the viewers want to see. So at the end of the day, like, you know, you coming out of the room and cameras in your face, it's part of the show, right? But were you shocked when that was filmed? Were you shocked?
I was a little bit. It took me off guard a bit, but I was in the heat. I was upset, so I didn't really pay too much attention to it. But then when I think back, I'm like, I must have looked crazy. Like, I must have looked crazy. But you know what would be funny if that footage never comes out? Like, you guys may never ever see it. Do you know that? It's very possible.
Oh, no, but
because it didn't happen. It didn't happen on set.
But that's the thing, though. Do you think that was only put out there just for everybody to basically tune into the season? Just to get the viewers
it was filmed and it is a part of the season, but I don't know, because it didn't happen while we were in the debate. I'm just as confused as everyone else. I don't know how it's going to be put out. But when I saw it in the trailer, I realized that, okay, they may have plans for this clip. That's true. But
because I wanted to ask, sorry, carry on.
They did film Emmanuel and Goddess kind of thing, and that happened after they called.
Oh, that was intense. Oh, they remind me like that.
that still made it to the episode, so I don't know what can happen.
That's crazy. But I wanted to ask you as well, like, you know, as a cast member point of view, you know, and as someone that's been in the media industry, do you feel like there's so much pressure now on, like, you know, you're always going to be careful on what you say all the time, just in case, you know, the fear of getting cancelled? And do you feel like the world is sensitive now and you're always going to be on your toes on what you say all the time, just in case people don't cancel you or people are coming at you trying to, you know, or you get some sort of backlash? Like, do you feel like you're always having to be on guard on, like, okay, I've got to know what I'm saying and know exactly, like, what I mean by what I'm saying?
Well, no more than I already do. I feel like in life, life is like that anyway. Like, growing up, there's a certain way you speak around your parents. There's a certain way you speak around your friends. There are things you say in front of different people. So I don't feel like a certain pressure not to slip up, if you get what I mean.
Okay.
I feel like you're gonna have that pressure if you have a bad mind. Like, it's people that have that. I don't feel that way. I feel like I've always done that all my life.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always been sensitive and tried not to offend people in the things I say, and been able to put my point across without affecting a large demographic of people, or saying something that's going to get me cancelled. You know, there are ways to put your opinion across without offending. Are people overly sensitive? Yes. People sit down and they wait to be offended, I feel.
Okay.
And that's why I don't take it very seriously, because I feel like they're like waiting to be offended. Now, if there's a situation where I watch it back, I listen to everything I said, and I'm like, okay, maybe what I said was wrong, then I'll think back. But that hasn't happened yet. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel where I'm talking about things that I believe in and that I think, and I feel like the way I put it across shouldn't offend anybody. It's just a fact. And I have people in my comment section arguing with me. I'm ready to have that conversation with you. Like, I will reply to your message, but it's not, I don't feel like it should be beef, or it should be a fight, or it should be any reason to cancel somebody. Everybody should be able to speak their mind and speak their opinion without getting, you know, choked down. That's another reason why, and I've said this a couple times, why I felt uncomfortable when I watched the homosexual episode back, because of the way Emmanuel was received for his views. Even though I didn't agree with him, I didn't feel like he needed to be attacked on his views. Do you get it? Like, everyone's allowed to think the way they think. Let's have a conversation about it. Let me explain to you why you need to go to your son's wedding. That's what I wish could have happened, instead of it becoming like a boxing match kind of thing. You know what I mean?
But do you feel like in that
episode, emotions?
Yeah, but do you feel like in that episode, I know it was in the moment, and I know for me as a viewer, I know you didn't mean, it wasn't intentional, but do you feel like for other people, they might think, oh, she tried to basically like stick it up on him by asking him, would you come to your son's wedding? Like, was you trying to like start something? Like,
I promise you, yeah, because you know his point was, I can accept it, but I don't believe in it. And everyone kept saying, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? So I felt like by asking him that question, I was trying to save him.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say yes. When he said no, I was like, oh shit. Why did he say no? But then it was like, okay, now let me convince you and explain to you why it's important for you to be there for your child on such an important day. Despite any beliefs and despite anything else, let me explain to you why, but that couldn't happen anymore. So yeah, I felt bad that he got thrown in it, but that was never my intention from the get-go. The thing is, that question, it kind of just lets you know the person's thought process. It lets you know, it let us know what he meant by, I could accept it, but I don't believe in it. And if you can't be there at your child's wedding, you've not accepted them. And that is okay. Like, we can now move on from that conversation and talk about something else. Like, we can go and have drinks. We can go and do something else. Like, it doesn't mean we can't coexist and be okay. Like, you don't have to force your opinion onto people. Look, fingers are not equal. Can you see? They're all different. We're allowed to all think differently. Everybody, if your opinion is not the popular opinion, then you need to be cancelled. Like, no, you don't need to be cancelled. You're allowed to have a different opinion. I'm allowed to have a different opinion, and we can both discuss our different opinions.
But then after the episode, what got to Emmanuel? Why was Emmanuel so upset and angry? Like, I know Gade was like doing all the finger stuff, but what made him get so riled up after the debate, when the debate's already finished now?
I mean, I can't answer that question for him, but he probably felt ganged up against.
Oh, okay. So do you feel like he was just still heated from all of that, and it was...
I mean, it was a lot. It was the picking at his words and stuff like that. Like when I watched it back, it made me feel very uncomfortable. They were picking at his words and being like, "You said this, you said this, you said unfortunate." He said sorry, but you want to still talk about it, you know? So I think it was more of like he probably felt like he was in a headlock, and there's a lot of pressure on set already. So you know that added pressure, it can make you want to spin.
Do you feel like the cast members were trying to start up some drama just for the show? Like it was like...
Oh no, I think emotions were real. I think they were offended because this is a conversation about their lifestyle.
Yeah.
So it's personal to them.
Yeah. But you know what? It's just part of the debate. That's what makes the debate interesting. We need
100.
that fire energy, you know? But I wanted to ask you as well, like, so episode 5 was aired. How did you find that episode?
Which one? That was the one about the threesome, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's to their own, isn't it? But I can't go for that.
Okay, period.
I can't go for that. Yeah, you know, like I said, everybody has their episodes. I don't think that was mine.
Yeah, but you did say your points though. You said some interesting points in that episode.
I definitely, I would always have a point to say, but I like to play devil's advocate because you see how when I threw in, oh, what about if it's 2 guys? Then the conversation just deaded and everyone was like, oh no, we're not going to do 2 guys.
Yeah. But I feel like it's a double standard as well. Because... It
is, okay, let's say it's a double standard, but what about, I feel like us women, we set the bar low for ourselves. But in this scenario, she was like, should I just do it to make him happy? No, bitch, no. 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 And in my opinion, I feel like once you start doing things like that in your relationship, you're just opening the floodgate for disrespect.
But I wanted to, I'm very intrigued. Like, what's next for Adefolake? What have you got going on? Have you got any ventures, any shows, anything that you're producing? Let us know because we need to know.
So the thing about me is I don't like to talk about what I'm doing. I just like things to just bam, surprise,
right behind the scenes, and then once you
see it, like surprise, this is what I'm doing next. But you'll see my name in credits. Continue to see my name in credits on shows that are happening in Nigeria Nollywood industry. Yeah. I think one of my shows that I've written would be on Netflix soon. So if you just keep up with my socials, I will definitely always post it. I always post everything that's happening.
Girl, I always watch your socials. I'm like this.
Yes, thank you.
I need to see everything.
So yeah, that will hopefully be on soon, so everyone can see it because it's already aired in Nigeria on Nigerian platforms. So if it's on Netflix, then more people will be able to watch it. So then that's what I'm pushing for now. I want to do like a sub because all the things I've worked on have been for people. I want to do my own projects soon.
Okay.
Short movie or something like that. So that's very much in the works for me. But keeping it simple, YouTube channel. I put out content every week on there. So yeah, I love creating content. I love the editing process. I love talking to myself on the camera and talking to you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy watching me.
Guys, her channel is amazing. She gives us all the behind the scenes on the show. She gives us all the behind the scenes with the artists as well, the Afrobeat artists as well. She gives us everything, the vlogs. Like, we love to see it. We love to see it. But I wanted to ask you, like, you don't have to answer this, but do you feel like it's easier to create opportunities and to get more opportunities in the media industry in Nigeria than it's here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Apart from it being home ground, I think actually that's the main thing. It's because I think it's probably because there's home ground, so there's more opportunity for more people, and then there's just like less crabs in a barrel. I feel like there's an issue with like quota filling here. Like people don't really want to help others up. They're not really looking to help others up because they feel like if I'm going to be the only if I'm going to be the black person, I need to be the only one. There's not going to be space for more than one. So let me be there. Like the rat race is a bit more here in that sense. But I feel like in Nigeria, like people are more willing to do collaborations. People are more willing to do, interviews and do things with each other and promote each other. But here, it's like, I even find myself not wanting to be too smiley and friendly with people because it's just like, oh, this person's not going to think I'm just trying to use them for clout. Ooh. Like there's this stigma on clout chasing. I didn't learn the hard way. I have a good friend who is doing well in the industry. I'm not going to call her name out, that I went out with, and she just gave me the tea, and she was like, yo, do not be too playful with these people because they'll make a story time about you and they'll call you a beg. And I was like, right. So this is how it works.
Is this here or in Nigeria?
This is here. Right?
Yo.
This is here. So.
But that's what brings me to my point. Like, I feel like the last episode, which was about the social media influence, I felt like you needed to be there because I was like, where's Folake? Like, I felt like you would have brought so much points in that topic.
I think I would have been able to talk more about it. I would have been able to talk about how things work in Nigeria and how people are very, very easy to speak to. I feel like in Nigeria and America is very similar. Like people are ready to promote each other. They're ready to jump on things with each other and put each other on. Like, it was through somebody that I got my head of productions job, and it was through somebody that I'm able to interview someone. And then when I was you showed my show Link Up, I had a different guest every week. And usually how I get my next guest is by asking the guest that's there, like, oh yeah, can you introduce me to somebody else in the industry that can come on the show? They're not going to say, no, I don't want to give that person airtime. They would never do that. I feel like that is a way of thinking out here. I feel like we need to be more supportive within ourselves in our industry as well, and just focus more on Black content too, because I feel like it's lacking so much here. That's something I personally have noticed. Like, Black people, we're like our worst enemy in this country. I don't know, we don't support each other's work, we don't big each other up. Like, why aren't our influencers getting the same kind of deals as the Molly Mays? How is that not happening? Doesn't make sense to me. I think it's because I think the problem does lie within us as well. We need to think about that and how we can fix our community.
So do you feel like for you to be successful in this country in terms of the social media influencer world, perhaps you would have to get on a bigger platform show? So you would have to get into the Love Islands and to the Bkchats and to these ITV shows. Do you feel like you've got to get into these bigger shows to make a name for yourself? Or is it like you've got to work extra hard to basically get to where you want to be?
I think it's more about working extra hard, because there are lots of people that have done it without being on big platforms. So some of the content creators out here that I've been watching for years, even when I was in Nigeria, and I know a lot of people back home watch them, would be like Nella Rose, Adiola Patron, Annie Drea, Miriam Musa, Patricia Bright. That's even going, now let's go way back. We go to Jenny Jenkins, Patricia Bright. Now, those guys weren't ever on any platforms, but I think the amount of work ethic that they put in, the quality of their content is uncomparable to the white girl that gets 10 million views.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Why? I don't know. But it just seems I feel like they're so robbed. They're being robbed.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To me, it's like daylight robbery when I look at it. It's just like the amount of work they put in, the things they do is way more. They're putting in way more effort. They're doing way more. They're funnier. They have a more bubbly vibe. I'm seeing people win more and more, but it's coming so late. Like, it comes so easy for other people, and I'm not blaming those people. I think it's because their community respects and values their work. Our community, it's like we're looking and waiting for them to mess up. And waiting for the next opportunity to cancel or something like that. What's that about? Like, what is that even about? I'm not into it at all. So yeah, that's one thing. But I feel like people are becoming aware of this now, so it may change.
Yeah, people are, I think because it's sparking up a conversation and people are talking about it a lot more, and that's what it is. That's what it is, because before people weren't talking about it, but I feel like because the influencers are now speaking about it on their platforms, and now it's sparking up a conversation. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. So I think that's going to change.
No, we like to see a change.
I would love to see a change.
Yeah,
I would love.
But I feel like back to what you were saying, you know, when you produced your show and you had different guests every week, like it was easy for you to network and get to people. So why is it, obviously right now with the Rona, do you feel like at some point you would want to go back to Nigeria to do more producing of the show? Do you feel like you want to stay here and make something here?
100%, like back and forth. That's why I call myself the Brunei Beauty, British Nigerian. Like I should be able to conquer both Lagos and London and LA soon. Yeah.
Oh yes, I saw on your bio.
That's on my bio. So that's the plan.
You're taking it overseas, I guess.
Overseas, because I'm such a big fan of culture, and I'm really interested in like the way different people live their lives. So I want to do collaborations with people everywhere. You know, so yeah, you said one thing. People should look forward to me. I think I'm going to do a lot more collaborations with people and talk more about like their culture and compare it to mine and stuff like that, because those are the kind of things that I actually do very well on my platforms, on my TikTok, on my YouTube and stuff. So
yeah. But I feel like
something I'm gonna,
because there's quite a lot of Nigerian YouTubers as well. Are they like more collaborative as well back there? Like, do they like to collab with each other and support one another? What is it like there? Because I don't really know much. I don't really have much knowledge on the Nigerian YouTube world. So can you give us a little bit about that?
So I think that the Nigerian YouTube world is very, very small and very, very new. YouTube themselves, they're pushing people to do it. So they do a lot of events in Nigeria where the YouTubers will come out, they'll go to events, they'll network and stuff like that. And those kind of events are always a lot of fun. And then you watch vlogs like that. So influencers will do like an influencer brunch, and everyone would come together and they would vlog together and do stuff like that. And that's the kind of thing that's happening out there. It depends on what city you are, but if people in Lagos are more likely to link up easier and quicker than London. First of all, London is already difficult to link up with people. That's already hard because everyone's schedule is so busy and the rat race out here is so crazy. But in Lagos, it's like I can plan a collaboration with someone in the morning and meet up with them that afternoon and do it and get it done. Here, it's like I'm trying to book 2 weeks in advance and we're planning it. And on the day, someone might cancel because of one thing or the other. You know, it's a bit mad. But I'm still just, you know, tiptoeing the waters here, you know?
Yeah.
So,
That's amazing. Honestly, like, I had no idea about that. But thank you for sharing that, because I had no idea. But I wanted to ask you as well, you do also have a business with your mom. Can you give us a little bit about that?
Girl, you done your research. I love this. Yeah, my mom's business, Shades of London. We're partnering. It's a beauty and aesthetics company. We do everything. She's basically a skin doctor. I handle the business side, and she's got the skills. If you look up on my socials, you'll know exactly what we're doing and when exactly we launch. We're basically rebranding now because we're just getting a place, a beauty room. So when that's all out and we're launching, I will make all those announcements on the socials and share the company socials as well. And I'll definitely be doing vlogs, skincare vlogs, and all the different routines that we do there. So yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I can't wait to
It's a
see
lot
it.
going on. A lot going on, actually. Yeah.
This is exciting, exciting times.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you so much for for
Thank
coming
you.
onto my platform, like for taking
Thank you
time
for
out of your
having me.
schedule, to speak to me. I know you're very busy, but I had to get you on here. But where can they find you? Like, where can they see your vlogs? Where can they see your content? Let the people know. Where can they find you?
So everything is like self-titled.
Okay.
Yeah, my YouTube is Adefolake. That's spelled Adefolake. And my socials all across the board. That's Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. It's @_Adefolake_. And if you follow me on there, you'll be able to see everything I'm doing.
Woo! We're so excited to see it. Honestly, I can't wait to see everything that you've got going on. I wish you all the best in everything that you're doing.
Okay.
We can't wait for you to see all the credits that you get featured on, all the shows that you got going on. I wanted to ask you, like, what can we expect from the season later on? Like, what can we expect from the season? Is there going to be a reunion? Are we going to be able to come to the reunion? Like, can you give us a little bit of tea on that?
I really hope there'll be a reunion. I want to wear a dress.
Okay, you want to see that?
I want to get glammed up.
Yes, I want to see that. Yes.
Yeah, a lot more debates. You're just gonna have to watch and see. Like, I'm not gonna talk too much. Isn't the fun reading the question and like figuring it out as you open the episode?
Yes,
It is.
It is. Well, thank you so much for Lake, and we'll see you
That's
on
fine.
the episodes and
Thank
on your
you for
vlogs as
having
well.
me. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for having me.
Bye.
Bye.